Now, I'm just a humble libtard with a simple college education in which I got perfect grades in microeconomics and macroeconomics and personal finance. So I'm clearly completely unqualified to have even the most basic opinions on economic and budgetary matters. But I do have some questions that a man of your intense mental prowess I'm hoping can answer for me. Some things about economic performance and welfare recipients. First question is recessions. Are they good for the economy? I thought I heard somewhere that like recessions and depressions were bad, but almost every one of our recessions over the past 100 years has started under Republican leadership. And since Republicans are just so awesome at the economy, recessions must be a good thing. Oh, and the stock market. Of the last 5 presidents who have completed their term, 3 of those 5 presidents were Republicans, and their combined stock market growth during their tenure was 49%, which is somehow better, apparently, than the 371% under Clinton and Obama. Now, I thought that 49% would have been like a lot worse than 371%, but I was never very good at math. Also, economic growth, GDP, that should be small every year, right? The smaller, the better. That's why Democrats who are really bad at the economy have overseen the biggest economic growth in the past century. And the 3 presidents who presided over the smallest economic growth were all Republicans. Can you remind my simple brain again why less economic growth is better than more economic growth? Is the economy like golf? We're just going for the lowest score? Also, with all of that fast economic growth that's bad comes more jobs. So less jobs means more good, right? Because the 6 presidents with the most job growth in U.S. history, all Democrats. And that's bad, obviously, because Democrats don't understand the economy. It would make sense then, because the 4 presidents with the lowest job growth, all Republicans. In fact, Trump is the only president since Hoover to lose more jobs than he created. So is that good because we're trying to run the country on a lean workforce? You know, I hear like for Fortune 500 companies, that's good for shareholders, which also must mean that more unemployment is better. Because with all that stupid GDP growth and job creation, every Democrat in the last century has left office with lower unemployment than they started with. Meanwhile, not a single Republican who has left office with lower unemployment than they started with. But that would actually make sense as to why Republicans keep voting Republican, because they're the biggest welfare recipients, and Republicans make sure that they stay unemployed so they can keep getting those welfare benefits. Because like 40% of welfare recipients are non-college educated whites, almost double the next largest demographic. And 65% of non-college educated whites vote Republican. So when you're at that Trump rally, you look to the person on your left and you look to the person on your right, there's a good chance that all 3 of you are on welfare. And also, Republican states are the biggest welfare recipients. Out of all 50 states, only 10 pay more in federal taxes than they receive in federal aid. And 8 of those 10, my home state of Minnesota included, are run by Democrats. And 8 of the 10 most federally dependent states are Republican run. Was that why the Republicans are good at the economy? Because they make the Democrats pay all their bills? Wait a minute, there goes my brain not working again. We're supposed to be the welfare queens, right? Oh, I think I got this one. I always thought welfare queen was the people getting the welfare, but I was mistaken, right? Welfare queen's like a sugar mama, like we are your sugar mama for welfare. Even a simple guy like me can get it every once in a while. One more question, because this was all about the deficit and the debt ceiling, right? That's how this conversation got started. Reagan, who's like the patron saint of Republicans, right? And invented that economic policy that's gonna trickle all over our faces any day now. I know it's been over 4 decades, but any day it's gonna trickle all the fuck over you. Just wait and see. Yeah, so that guy who's so fiscally responsible took a $79 billion deficit and doubled it. And then H.W., his vice president, became president immediately after him and added another $100 billion to the deficit. And Clinton, that big liberal spender, added a whopping negative $20 billion. And then Baby Bush leaves office like, 1.4 trillion, high score. Obama managed to slash that deficit by nearly 2/3. But it was all for naught, because Trump then showed up on his Adderall and Diet Coke bender and was like, $3.1 trillion. Can you comprehend how much a $3.1 trillion budget deficit is? I can't, but I can tell you it's more than any other president ever, even in adjusted dollars. And Biden has already dropped that down to 2.8 trillion. So the trend continues. Anyway, I am just dying for you to explain the economy and the debt to my simple little liberal mind and how Republicans are better for it. And if you can't, because, you know, reality fucking exists, don't worry your pretty little head too much about it. No one has ever expected you to understand the debt or economics or how to read. You just go right ahead and keep collecting those welfare benefits. All of us in the blue states will keep paying for them.